Why are we discussing the Highland Golf Course redevelopment today?
I don't know. It is a bit weird for council to not accept the area councillor's recommendations. Typically, they have a lot of respect for the area councillor and the work that they've done. It's also a little bit weird because to me, it's extremely clear that this is going to get amended after the Green Line charrette. And given that, it probably will require a second public hearing, and all these people will need to come back again. So I would much prefer to only have one public hearing on the final product than make people take days off work, come downtown, bring their elderly parents in wheelchairs downtown, and sometimes council does things that I have trouble understanding.
What are they telling you? There's obviously a lot of interest in this particular matter. I mean, what have you heard so far?
From the community? Yeah. Well, I think that everyone agrees that this is, even the developer agrees that this plan is not in its final form. There's been a lot of work that's gone into it, but I think that there's three things that people are concerned about. One is the density of it, because what council is being asked to do actually has far, far more density than even what the developer is willing to build. And so people want some feeling that we can cap it at what the developer is talking about. Number two has to do with flooding and drainage. If you're going to fill in a river valley that's got a creek in the bottom of it, you have to be very, very careful about drainage, and we are quite concerned that there may be additional costs to the city. That's what I was trying to get at, and I will really drill down even more on that question. And then number three is overall green space. This is a community that is deficient in green space by the city's own standards. And so I'm a little bit surprised that the city itself didn't jump in and attempt to build up more green space in order to get this community closer to the 10%.
But it's not a creek, sir.
Apparently it's in a pipe. And apparently the creek pipe is next to the poop pipe, and that's when I started to get confused.
And so what's the issue with not having the taller buildings along Center Street?
Well, there's a bunch of things that we need to get into a little more detail with after the public hearing. And that's one of them, because you do want to have a little bit of density around transit stations. There are two transit stations here. Neither of them are right there, but they're both pretty close. And this is actually one of the nodes along Center Street where you do want to have some density, but you also don't want to overwhelm the existing communities. So this is something that I need to understand better myself. Putting the big, tall buildings along McKnight has less influence in the community, but it's a bit further away from the transit.
Given the size of the development, will there be any push to move one of those stations a little closer?
No, I think the opposite, actually. I think that the station locations have been put in place which may alter this development. They're not finalized yet, but there's strong thinking that the McKnight station will be moved north of McKnight, and that the 40th Avenue station will be at 40th Avenue. So, okay, thank you.